expressionsvinyl.com, and today we're going to make a project. Hold on, I think we're having technical issues.
Go live still? Yeah. All right.
Facebook.
You're good.
Okay, so we're live on YouTube as well as Facebook. So welcome. Vinyl Friday, we do a project every Friday here at Expressions Vinyl. And today's my day, so here we go. Today with us, Amy is filming.
Hello.
And we've got Joanne answering stuff on Facebook. And Starla's down there, she is on YouTube today. So if you have questions, type them out and these ladies will get you answered and let me know what questions you have. School's out, and so my son is here with us today too.
Alex.
And he's loving every minute of bringing her to work day. Are you guys having a great Christmas break? Let me know what you guys are doing for the break. And also, who's excited for the new year, 2018? I'm super excited. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready for 2017 to be done. Give me a heart if you had a wonderful 2017 and you're not quite ready for it to be done. How's that work?
Sherry said your son's a trooper.
He is a trooper. He has been. He's been to like 2 movies this week with family and friends. He's had a good week, so it's okay that he's at work today. We're going to put him to work a little later. He's got to break down some cardboard and do some chores, so. All right. Okay, so I am going to make planner stickers. If you have ever met me, I am not an organized person. These guys know very well that I'm not an organized person. So I've got my planner. I'm going to try and be better for 2018. That's one of my goals. So I'm going to make some planner stickers, and I want to show you guys how you can make your own planner stickers as well. So do we have any questions so far? Going over?
Do you use a Cricut or silhouettes? And can you do this video with Cricut?
Ooh, you can. Okay, so today I am using my Silhouette, but you can totally do the same thing with Cricut. I don't know this off the top of my head. Most of the files I got were from Silhouette, but I'm assuming Cricut has planner stickers as well. So
They do.
the material I'm using is our Inkjet Printable Vinyl, and you can use it, you can cut it with your Cricut or your Silhouette. So if you got either one for Christmas, or if you already have one, you can use either one for this. So I am going to show you in the Silhouette Studio, but you can take the same thing and do it in Cricut and do the print and cut. So let's get started. Okay, so I want to show you, this is our Inkjet Printable Vinyl. It's just plain white. It's got a slick back, and then the front where the ink goes is more of a matte finish. So you don't want to put this in a laser printer because there's adhesive. It's got a backing like a vinyl. And if you put that in a laser printer, the heat's going to activate that adhesive and you're going to have a gooey mess that could ruin your printer. So Inkjet doesn't use heat. This loves Inkjet, and it actually has a coating on it. So after you print, I'm going to use this guy. So after you print it out, you can actually get it. It's water resistant. So spray that with vinyl. And normally if you were to do this with Inkjet and wipe that off, it would smear everywhere. But this vinyl has been treated with a special coating so it locks in that ink and it doesn't smear. So it's awesome for cups. It does have a permanent adhesive, so it's great for cups. It's great for planner stickers. You can make stuff for your car, stickers for your car, whatever you want to do. So normally you're like, why wouldn't I just use vinyl? You totally can use vinyl, but there's some things that it's easier to print than it is to cut out all the pieces of vinyl. So that's why we're using, because stickers are tiny for planners, so it's easier just to print it out and cut around it than it is to cut every little piece out of vinyl. So I am going to take you over to my computer, and we've got this rigged up so you can see my screen over here. And I'm going to show you how to set up the print and cut. So I've got my Silhouette Studio open. Do we have any questions? Let me pause for a second before we get into this.
Can you use these on tumblers?
Yes, you can use this Inkjet Printable on tumblers. And we'll put a link up to the Inkjet Printable Vinyl. This vinyl does come in 8.5 by 11. It also comes in a 12 by 12, and we have a roll. So depending on your printer size, if you have that wider format printer, you can print it out. Okay, so I've got my Silhouette Studio open. It's just brand new. I have nothing in it yet. So I'm gonna click up in the right-hand corner on this blank page. If I click that, it brings up my page setup, and that's where I'm going to start. So my size is my current printer. If I were cutting vinyl, I would change that to the Cameo, but where I'm doing a print and cut, I want to do it on my current printer. And that makes my width 8.5 by 11, right there. Okay, and my orientation is how I want it. Okay, cutting mat, none. I'm going to select none, because I'm not going to use one today. You can use a cutting mat with this if you would like. I never do. So some things we want to turn on when we're doing print and cut. Right here at the bottom it says print and cut borders. If I click this, it's going to bring up a red box around, actually a gray box, this gray box here. Can you guys see that turn on and off? That is going to be my print area. So I don't want to set anything up outside of that box. And then my show cut border, if I click that, it'll turn red. And that is going to be the furthest out that I want to put an image to cut. So it's going to cut with inside that box there. So I want to make sure those are both turned on. And then I'm going to go back up to the top, and you've got this grid. I don't need my grids today, so I'm going to skip over that one. But I do want this one right next door. Can you guys see that one with the registration marks at the top? I'm going to click that, and it's going to open up my registration mark box. And I'm going to turn on my registration marks. So I'm going to click, I'm using a Cameo, so I'm going to click type 1. If you had the original or an SD, you'd want to click type 2. But I am using Cameo, so I'm making sure that type 1 is on. Now with print and cut, once you get used to it, you can change these settings, but I would leave these sizes just as they are. I wouldn't mess with those until you're super comfortable with print and cut. So as you can see, when I clicked that type 1, it brought in these boxes. And I don't want to put any images past this grayed out part. And it also puts a black box right here on my page. It's going to print that black box, and that acts as the eye. So my Cameo will go find these registration marks and know where to cut inside of those. Okay? Any questions with that yet? So far, we're good? Okay. So I am going to go find my image now in my library. And I have already got a little planner file that I want to use. I'm going to use this one. So I'm just going to double click that. And this is the Long Flamingo planner stickers from the Silhouette store. They're by Sandi Idleman, and it is number 190570. So they're these cute flamingos. And if I zoom in here, you guys can see that it's got these red lines on the outside. So this already has my cut lines set. I don't need to do anything with those. So I'm just going to size this and make sure I'm not anywhere on that gray area, which you can see this little guy is interfering with that. So I'm going to scooch him out. And I think that's good. I'm going to squeeze it down a little bit and actually scoop this over. So you can size these to whatever you want, whatever works best for your planner or whatever you're making. So I'm just going to make those a little smaller. And then I have this open space that I want to add some more stickers to. So I'm going to go to my library, and I've got these little birthday cupcakes that I want to add right here, these calendar icon birthday cakes. And if I, hold on. I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to go to a blank one so you guys can see what pops up when I click those. Okay, so I'm going to double click those again. And then if I wanted square stickers, I would cut these guys out, and it would just cut a square around that cupcake. But I don't want to use those either. I'm going to use these guys down here. So they actually have the shape cut out around them. So you see that red line? That's where my machine is going to cut. So I'm going to put those back together by using my undo button. And I'm going to just copy these and then go back over to my planner stickers and paste them. All right. And now I'm going to size these guys so they're smaller. I'm just selecting them and then shrinking them down. Okay, and I'm just going to add these along the side so I get the most out of my page, out of my vinyl. Okay, so I am just going to use the duplicate tool and replicate these down a little bit down the side of my page. Scoot those down so they're not running into each other. And I think I can fit one more, maybe not one more set, but one more cupcake. All right, I'm just gonna select that and then scooch it down a little bit. Okay, so now I've got everything set up how I want. You guys can see I've got everything within my print lines and my cut lines. And now I'm gonna go up here to my send to printer button up in the left-hand corner. Can you guys see where that is? And I'm gonna click send to printer. This is gonna bring up my printer options. Something that I wanna do when I'm doing Inkjet Printable is I wanna change my preferences. So I'm gonna click on that. And depending on your program and what laptop or computer you're using, yours might look a little bit different, but the object's still the same. You wanna change your print quality. Okay, first I'm gonna change my paper type. And I'm gonna use something, obviously, Inkjet Printable Vinyl isn't in there. So I'm going to choose something that is similar. So other matte inkjet papers is what I'm going to use. Something that has a matte finish, you could use the matte photo paper option. And then my print quality, I want to put to best. So if you guys come over here, I want to show you a little issue I was having. And this isn't the best example. It happens more if you're using paper, but if you see this line right here, there's like a weird line going through it. Can you guys see that? Maybe? So I printed this out and there's just like a weird line going through it, but I had it on my regular settings, my default settings. And then I printed it out with the best and it just puts a little more ink out. It's a little more smoother. This doesn't have any weird lines through it. So do some testing with your own printer and see what works better with it. If the best gives you a better print quality, then go with that one. I like it with my printer. So, and any at-home inkjet printer works great. Okay, so we'll go back over. We've got that changed to best. And I'm gonna click OK. And then I'm just gonna print it out. So I'm gonna push print. And I was doing some testing earlier and it was shutting down my program. So I did an update on my laptop yesterday and it wasn't very happy. So we're gonna pretend like we printed because I'm having issues with my computer. So you would just put print and out comes this paper. So you do wanna make sure you print on the right side. If I were to print on this side, my ink would bubble up and just sit on the surface and smear everywhere and it makes a mess. So when it comes out of your printer, you know right off if you've got it on the right side or the wrong side. And give me a raise of hands if anybody has used this and done that. I do it like once a week, so I always forget to check. Okay, so we've got this all printed out. You can see it printed my registration marks where it was supposed to. So now I'm gonna put it in my Cameo. And I've got these two, I moved my rollers over, so I'm just gonna make sure it fits between my rollers. And I'm not using a mat, and I'm gonna push load. Okay, and that took it right in, nice and smooth. And now I'm gonna look at my blade settings. So, let me make sure I haven't missed anything yet. Do we have any questions?
There was a question. Why would you use this vinyl over sticker paper?
So you can use either one. Sticker paper, the ones I use, if they get wet, they smear. and I've been known to have a Diet Coke sitting on my desk next to my planner or something, you know, if you have a coffee sitting next to you, if they get wet, they'll smear all over. For a planner, you could definitely use sticker paper. It works fine. If you were doing it on like an outside of a tablet or doing it on a car, you definitely want to use something with a little more, you know, something that's going to hold that ink in. I did forget something. So that brings me to sticker paper is great for planners, or just if it's a temporary thing, sticker paper works great. But if you want it to last longer, we actually have laminates that you can put over. So before we cut this out, I want to talk to you about laminates. So if you are doing it for something that's going to be outside, or you want it to be super waterproof, since this is my ruined one, I'm going to show you on this one. Okay, so we have two types of laminates you can put over the top. And a laminate is just a clear protector that's going to protect it from fading, UV rays, all that stuff. So we have one that's a premium and one that is an economy. The economy one is a more matte finish, and the premium one has a glossy, shiny finish. The premium one's going to last a couple years longer than the economy one, but they will both add several years to the life of your sticker. So I'm going to show you what happens if I'm going to show you the wrong way. Okay, so note, this is the wrong way. This is what you do not want to do. If I were just to take this off and slap it down on my thing, I am going to get bubbles and wrinkles, and there's little air pockets. If I were to trim this off and put it in my machine has to go over those bubbles and try and get down to the vinyl, and it's not going to cut all the way through. So now I'm going to show you the right way to do it. Okay, rid of those. Okay, and this is how to put the laminate over your sticker paper or over your inkjet printable vinyl without getting bubbles and wrinkles and all those things. So I've got my self-healing cutting mat. I've got my handy dandy knife, and I also need an app tool. Okay, so I've just taken off a little corner of that laminate, and I'm going to line it up over top of my printable vinyl really carefully, and just getting that corner. And then I'm going to rub this down as I pull that backing sheet off. I'm going to pull that down and just rub this as I go. And this is going to make it so I don't get any bubbles or wrinkles. And I can just push that so I make sure this sticks on really nice. And then it has a smooth surface to cut over. All right. So this is like total overkill for a planner sticker, but I want to show you guys how it would work. So if you were doing it on a mug, or like a water
bottle.
Bottle is a hard word for me today. You would definitely want to use some kind of laminate over the top. And that comes in a 12 by 12 size. So I'm just going to trim off my excess. And you could use scissors for this.
There's a couple questions about the laminate.
Yeah.
How long does the color last in an outdoor setting? And is the clear UV approved?
It's UV resistant. I don't know about UV approved. I'll have to look into that. But it will last. The premium, I think the rating on it is like 5 years. And then the economy is 4 years. So if you put this outside, like on your car or on a window, it will last and not fade and not crack and all that for 4 to 5 years if you put that laminate over top. So now we've got our laminate nice and smooth over top. And now we're going to put it into our machine. So we're going to push load. We've got it between the rollers. And we're going to talk about settings. Okay. So before I go into that though, I do want to show you the differences. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, but I've done 3 different ones. So this guy has no laminate over the top. So get really close into that. And you can see it's just a matte finish. That's just how it would come out of my printer and cut it. This guy has the economy laminate over the top. You guys can see that. It's got a matte finish. You can tell that it's got something over the top compared to this other one. And then this one has the premium laminate over top. So it's got a nice glossy, makes it into a really nice finished looking sticker. So I'm gonna line these up here and hopefully you can see it through the camera. This is the one with no laminate. This is the one with the economy laminate. And this is the one with the premium. So you can see the differences in the finishes of those. All right. Okay, so let's go back over. We've got it loaded into our printer.
Don't forget the blade.
Oh, my
In
blade.
capital letters, don't forget
Don't
the blade.
forget the blade. I got my blade right here. Okay. See, I get easily distracted and I'm not very organized. Okay, so cut settings with this. You are cutting through, I'm cutting this one through the laminate and through the vinyl. So I'm gonna put my blade at a 5 and I'm using the Silhouette Premium blade. It is my favorite blade. I love it more than the Auto blade. I love it so much more than the Auto blade. Starla's staring daggers at me. All right. So we've got that loaded in. And now if we go over to this guy, I'm going to show you. I'm going to click over on the right-hand corner. I'm going to click on Send. And up here we've got Tool 1. And I put my blade in Tool 1. And I am not using craft paper. I am using, I think I already have a setting in here. Yeah, vinyl. So you can make your own setting by adding it in. Choose a cardstock setting or some setting and then come in and adjust. So the action I'm taking, this middle one here, I'm gonna cut. I could choose sketch or whatever, but I'm gonna use cut. And then I do want to change my blade. The Auto blade is already set, but I am using a ratchet blade because I'm using my premium blade. Okay, and then we're going to come down here and make sure our blade is at a 5, our speed is a 5, and our force, since we're cutting through all those, I'm going to do, let's try a force at 23 and see what happens.
Is that the right sheet?
Yes.
It's not matching what's on the screen.
Nope, you're right. That is not the right sheet.
Okay. So we just had a bunch of people concerned for you.
Thank you. See, not organized. I have the wrong one open, so let me.
While you're doing that,
Yes.
Joel Trask is asking, is it better than using 651 or something like mugs?
The only reason I'm using this one is because I have all those little tiny pieces, all the colors that I'm wanting to use. So you could totally use 651 or 631, but I just like my little cupcake guy. See how tiny he is? And I don't want to cut all of those different colors out for that little tiny sticker. So sometimes it's easier to print. If it was a bigger thing, I would use 651.
How much thicker is it than 651?
It is thicker. It's not a whole lot thicker, but it is thicker than 31. It's kind of like not as thick as cardstock. What would you say? It's like a thicker vinyl. It's kind of thick like the glitter vinyl. Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a thicker paper. All right, now we have our right one in. We've got our blade cutting set. Okay, so we're blade 5. Speed, I do slow down a little bit to a 5, and then our force is a 23. Okay, so I'm gonna push the send button. Here we go. And it is gonna come and read. You can see my machine here. It's reading those registration marks. So it has like a little laser eyeball in there that's looking for those black marks. So they need to be nice and clear and crisp. And now it's gonna cut around all of those little banner stickers. All right, so while it's doing that magic, do we have any other questions?
Could you use the laminate on top of other vinyl for an outdoor use?
Yes, so you don't necessarily need that laminate over top of 651. but you can use it over printed vinyl. You could use it over, yeah, you could use it over all sorts of stuff that you wanted to protect the UV. It will make your, like if you were using a 631 that already has a matte finish outside and you wanted to make it last a little bit longer, you could. 651 doesn't really need that UV protection because it already has it. So let's go over here and I want to show you some of the other ones I cut out. So there's these cute little gym healthy. So if you're going to be healthy in 2018, there's all these cute little planner stickers you could cut out. These are from the Silhouette store as well. Your water intake, if you're tracking your water intake. I thought these were adorable. Doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, donuts, like, you know, counteract that gym workout you did. There's also these guys. These were the ones I was almost going to cut, but I didn't. So it's got little hearts, things you can write on. And you can write on this Inkjet Printable Vinyl. So if you get a Sharpie or something, it's going to lock in that ink as well. So let's pop out. I want to show you how these weed.
There was a question about what's not under your under your planners.
Don't have a mat? No mat? I am cutting without a mat. So with this printable vinyl, it is just like vinyl. You've got 3 layers. You've got your backing paper, and then you've got your vinyl, and then you've got your adhesive in between. I've got it set, so I'm just cutting that vinyl layer and the adhesive layer. I'm not cutting through this backing. And so this backing is acting as my mat. We have a couple videos on it if you want to look those up. We do have one for Cricut as well. So yeah, you can cut without a mat. It's not a big deal. I never use a mat. I like to save my mats if I'm doing paper stuff because you're cutting all the way through and it's got to have a place for all those little pieces to fall. So I do use a mat if I'm cutting paper or cutting all the way through something. But with this, I like to save my mats, save the wear and tear, and not use one. So, little trick. Starla has a question.
Does it come in packages?
We have an inkjet starter pack. I hope we're not out of. We'll check on that and see. We do have an inkjet starter pack that comes with the vinyl and comes with laminate. We also sell the inkjet printable vinyl in single sheets. And I believe we have a coupon code that's good off of our website.
Yes, 10%.
10%. Jingle Bells. So you can use Jingle Bells for 10% off everything. So if you need some inkjet laminate, use Jingle Bells and get a little discount on it as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you how awesome this stuff weeds. So this is one I've already cut, and I am just going to wiggle it around. And now I have an awesome set of stickers. And you can customize these babies. You can put in, you know, if you have a standing nail appointment or hair appointment or whatever, you can put them in. I've got my cute little Heidi Swap planner that I'm still setting up, but I haven't quite set it up yet. So if I had somebody's birthday, let's see, whose birthday's in January? My grandpa's birthdays are both in January. Put a little sticker for them on, and then this has a bigger section. So I can put in, if I needed to remember something. Where's my one that's already cut? Okay. So if I needed to remember something, like I have a meeting this day or whatever, you can just fill it up however you want with all your cute little planner stickers. You could also put these stickers on cups. You could put them on tablets. You can decorate anything. Starla made a sticker that was on her car for like your little penguin guy. He was on her car for like 2 years and still looks great. But I want to show you guys how, I want to get up close and show you how intricate these little stickers are and how awesome it cuts. So I'm going to get close and leave this little guy out. But you can see where it cut around. Like it cut perfectly around all those little stickers. And these little guys are not that big. Can you guys see how awesome that little cut is? How close is that?
Maybe we can go
Pretty
closer.
close. Amy's gonna get you closer. See how cute?
Sweet.
And these little tiny flamingos. I can get one of these guys off of here. I mean, that is just a tiny little guy. And now I can put him in my cute planner for Flamingo Day. I don't know. If you just want to be happy that day. Okay, so now we've got this one that we said to cut out, and it didn't even take that long to cut. We're gonna unload it and see how well our cut settings did. Okay, so if you're not using a laminate over the top, I had my force on 22. If you're not using a laminate, you don't need to go that high. I would do it, if you just have the Inkjet Printable Vinyl, I would do it at like a 12. Start there, do some test cuts and see. Because you're not cutting through the laminate and through the vinyl. You're just gonna cut through the vinyl, so. See how awesome? And that 22 was a good cut. So now I have cute palm trees, cute cupcakes, just adorable. So I want to know if anybody uses a planner. Do you use a planner? Do you use your phone? I was using my phone, but I think I've got to have it written in paper so it's right in front of my face. Yeah, so let me know if you're gonna make planner stickers. What kind of planner stickers are you gonna make for your personalized stuff? Do we have any other questions?
Which printer?
Okay, which printer? Downstairs in my office, I have an HP OfficeJet, but it's got the whole fax scanner thing in it, so it's really tall, and I have loved it. It works great. This upstairs, they have this HP Envy. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a smaller guy. You can still got the scanning bed on there, but it works great too. So any inkjet printer works great. You do want to change your settings to be like a photo setting or a best quality setting when you're cutting on or printing on this inkjet printable vinyl.
Eddie is thinking about making seals for her daughter's wedding invitation.
Oh, seals, that would be awesome. Like custom seals for the envelopes, for the invitations. That would be really cool. We have put in faces before, so if you want to like make a book plate, like this book belongs to, and put somebody's face, you could totally customize it that way to make your own stickers. Chore charts, it's awesome for chore charts. Customize it to your own chores. Lex, we never made you a chore chart. Okay. Should we make you one now? Do your kids do chores? I make Lex do chores. He has to take out garbages. So mean.
Andrea asked, is it pretty much the same thing with HTV?
No, HTV is a whole different ballgame. There is some printable HTVs. We have the silhouette one, and I'm going to be honest with you, it looks fabulous. It cuts fabulous. It's really nice. But when you wash it, you want to wash it on cold, line dry it, wash it inside out. Be very careful with it because it does come out. I washed mine on hot after like 2 washes, and it just like isn't even there anymore. So you do want to be very careful with that. It doesn't last as long as other things. So.
Can you print your own patterns?
Yes. Oh, Starla has come here, Starla. I have a special guest today. So no, you gotta do this. Hey, so Starla made these cute. Tell me what you did with these.
These are for the gift bags. You still have a gift bag? For your birthday bags.
Oh, she made
Just made
seals.
ornaments.
Okay. So she just got a pattern, like a printable scrapbook pattern, and made cute little seals to go on bags. You could cut out people's names. You could cut out all sorts of stuff. This one she did for breast cancer awareness. She did a cute project using that. So you can print your own vinyl. I know there's a lot of people that love like the Lily prints. If you can find your own prints, you can print out whatever adhesive you want and make your own custom stickers. So yeah, pretty awesome just to cut a plain. So you just print this whole sheet and then cut out whatever you wanted. You wouldn't have to use the registration marks if you were just cutting out these full sheets of vinyl. I'm so glad you have those, Starla. Thank you.
Well, and then
That's
another
awesome.
gal asked, do the colors come out vibrant if using inkjet photo printer with best quality settings?
Yes, the colors will be really good. It also puts enough ink in there for it to seal in. I threw away my bad one. Yeah, if you just use the regular print settings, you can have some weird little printer lines going through of how it printed. Some different, it could be a little faded, the color could be a little weird. So I would turn up. It uses more ink, but it's well worth it, and it doesn't use that much more ink. So, yeah. Any other questions?
When you print out more ink, do you have to let it dry longer, or should it dry instantly?
It is instantly dried. I would recommend, if you're putting it on a cup, with or without laminate, I would recommend you let it cure. Curing time is 24-ish hours at least. We prefer 48 hours before you wash it, before you get it wet. So if you're putting this on your car or on a water bottle or whatever, put it on, stick it on, and just let it sit there. Don't touch it, don't look at it. No, I'm kidding, you can look at it. But don't wash it, don't get it wet for 48 hours and let that adhesive really cure in and get stuck to your project. And then you can wash it, and then the permanent adhesive is activated and you're good to go. But yeah, you don't need to let it really dry, the ink dry. It's set, it's good to go. So, any other questions? All right, I'm so happy for everybody who got fun toys for Christmas, cameos, crickets. A lot of people got heat presses and different stuff. So let us know what you got for Christmas. Next week, or actually the whole month of January, we're going to be focusing on like new users, newbies. So if you're new to vinyl, we have all sorts of tutorials. We have a lot more coming. Ask us questions. We're here to help you. So yeah, let us know. Tag your friends if they're newbies too and want to learn. I want everybody to get their machines out of boxes. I know it's scary, but just get it out of the box and ruin some vinyl. It's fine. It'll be just fine.
There's a question about the starter kits, and we do have them available right now.
Okay, yeah. So the starter kit has 5 sheets of vinyl. Can you correct me, Joanne?
7, 8.5,
Okay.
11.
So 7 sheets of the inkjet printable vinyl, and then
2 12 by 12 economy and 2 12 by 12 premium.
okay, so 2 economy and 2 premium. So you get 4 sheets of the laminate and 7 sheets of inkjet printable. And yeah, those are on our website. We have them all individually as well. We'll put links up for that. So thanks for joining us on this fabulous Friday. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year, and we will see you next week. Thanks, guys.
See you next year. Just kidding.
See you next year.